Welcome back. We're taking a look at the positive impact that Tennessee state parks can have on so many people's lives. Neil Orn talked with a park ranger about some of his experiences.
Parks and Recreation Month in Tennessee, and all month long, Tennessee State Parks want to hear from people about their favorite experiences at the park. I'm joined by Jed Hall, a ranger at Bicentennial Capitol Mall State Park. Jed, how you doing?
I'm doing great. It's great to be here.
Tell me a little bit about yourself. You've been doing this since 2017?
Yes, sir. So I actually got started at Henry Horton State Park while I was working on my master's at MTSU as a seasonal interpretive recreator, and I got hired on as a full-time ranger in 2019 at Bicentennial Capitol Mall State Park.
I don't think many people realize how rich our state parks are across the state.
Oh yeah, there's something for everybody at our state parks. You can enjoy history, you can enjoy nature, or you can just enjoy a nice day out with your family and friends.
Some of the parks have everything that you just mentioned all in one spot.
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, my second park that I ever worked at was Old Stone Fort State Archaeological Park in Manchester. And at that one park, you have a 2,000-year-old Native American site, you have this rich industrial history of the United States, and then you also have 3 magnificent waterfalls that fall in the Duck River.
So, Jed, I mentioned that you want to hear from folks. What do you want to hear?
So we're asking our visitors to celebrate Parks and Recreation Month with us by sharing some of their experiences and stories that they've had inside of our state parks.
Just how do we get in touch with you? How do we do this? Is there a website we go to, or?
Yeah, absolutely. So you can go to tnstateparks.com and submit your story. It can be anything. It can be a cool experience you've had with a park ranger. It can be a wild animal that you've seen for the first time. Or just recently, we had a couple share a story about how they met 23 years ago at Montgomery Bell State Park while they were at a Boy Scout camp.
How fun.
That was
how
pretty
incredible.
awesome.
What are you going to do with the stories when you gather them all?
So we're actually going to share some of our favorites on social media in hopes that we can actually attract more visitors to our state parks this year.
Now, the state parks have had a lot of visitors over the past year, and a lot of people had nothing else to do, and it worked out great for you guys.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We actually found that this past year, with all the stressors that came from the pandemic, people were eager to get outside and escape that stress, and there's a lot of peace and comfort that can be found in nature.
Now, there's a lot of day trips, but there's also a lot of weekend trips as well.
Oh yeah, recently Cumberland Mountain State Park just renovated their CCC cabins, so there's a lot of beautiful places that you can stay in our parks and be surrounded by the history as you stay. It's incredible.
How'd you come up with the idea to do the stories?
So you're meaning
the stories that you want us to submit?
Oh, so that actually came from our marketing team.
Yeah.
They had this idea to where if we actually could attract more people to the parks by sharing the experiences that some of our visitors have had at our great state parks, what better way to attract more visitors than to hear from our visitors that we've already had.
So for you, it must be fun meeting people that met 23 years ago at Montgomery Bell or are going for the very first time.
Yeah, absolutely. We have people at Bicentennial Capitol Mall here in Nashville. We have people from all over the world that come to visit our state parks. And we get to interact with people every day that have never gotten to experience nature. And especially in a city like Nashville, urban green spaces that we have with like Bicentennial and that we have with metro parks are so important for the well-being of our communities.
All right, so one more time, you want the stories, and what's the website we share them to?
It's tnstateparks.com. They can go on there and submit their story or experience.
Jed, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Glad to have you out there in our parks.
Thank you. It's my pleasure. It's the best job in the world.
That's wonderful. Love it.